What's up, guys? This is Higgins in Japan, and we need to have a little talk. What's up, guys? So, here's the deal. Wanted to make a little video here. Recently came across a post online, and these posts are very, very common and very... they gain a lot of popularity because posts about Japan tend to be, popular. People are very interested in Japan and living in Japan and life in Japan. And I mean, frankly, that's why I make these videos, because people are interested in life in Japan. And so, one of the things that's really popular in these posts and these things that people post online is that Japanese people will tend to stare at you a lot. And so I want to talk about three things in this video. The first one being stared at. Now, living in Japan as a foreigner, you are going to get stared at a lot. If you live in a more rural area outside of, say, like Tokyo or Osaka, there nobody really cares if you're a foreigner, because there's such a high concentration, a high population of foreigners. What's going on up here with the police? Anyways, there's such a high concentration of those foreigners in Japan, or in Tokyo, that, you know, you'll walk down the street and nobody's going to care, or nobody's going to say anything to you, nobody's going to, you know, bother you pretty much. But where I live in Ibaraki Prefecture, which is north of Tokyo, and, you know, there's not a lot of foreigners here. And to be honest, like, foreigners make up, what did I write down? 1.5% of the population. Oh, hold on just a second. So, foreigners make up 1.5% of the total population of Japan, and that is a statistic as of 2013. So, living in a country where you make up less than 2% of the total population, when you go out into places like where I live, and go out to places that aren't Tokyo and Osaka and big towns, you're not going to come in contact with a lot of foreigners, but also the Japanese people that you interact with on a daily basis are not going to have seen a lot of foreigners, probably in that area, or possibly in their life, who knows? I mean, you get out into some of these places in the sticks where there's nothing, you know, and who knows if these people have ever interacted with a foreigner. So, on the one hand, it can, like, for me, I don't care. It doesn't bother me anymore that people stare at me. I don't know if it really did that much at all, but, like, people are going to stare at you when you go to the grocery store, when you go shopping, when you go whatever, when you're out in public. And it doesn't bother me. Like, I've gotten used to it and also just don't care anymore. But, like, yeah, Japanese people might not have actually seen a foreigner before. So, staring at you is going to be something that happens. Now, if you're in Tokyo on vacation, I go to Tokyo, you know, once, twice a month, whatever. Nobody cares that you're a foreigner. Like, it's such a big city that they see them all the time. And you're not a special snowflake. Out here in the country, you know, the fact that I'm a teacher and, you know, that's kind of like a high priority job. Like, people know who I am in the community. You know, I run into people that I know at the grocery store who, you know, I might teach their kids, or whatever the case may be. People stare, you get used to it. And yeah, that's, whoa, camera's falling here. It happens, you know, you get used to it. The second thing I wanted to talk about, the thing that was in this post was, everything in Japan is over-sexualized, and everything in Japan is, you know, sexualized. And so for that, that's not true. That's just not true. yes, there are things that are I'm not going to lie, things are sexualized in Japan, but this is also coming from somebody that was raised in America. Japan is not your country, first of all, so it's not going to behave like your country. And one of the things is, I grew up in America where, the human form is dirty and disgusting and shouldn't be looked at, where Japan wasn't colonized under Puritans, and so they don't have those values or those whatever you want to call it. It's a different country, and so yes, sometimes you'll see things and go, for my taste, that's a little probably over the top. But are you going to walk down the street and see panty vending machines? No. That doesn't happen. Like, it's just get that image out of your head. Yeah, are there things that, like I said, there are sometimes when you look at something and you're like, that's too much for my taste. Yes, that happens. But I would say the majority of it is you go, oh, okay, it's Japan. Like, you have to understand that people that, I don't know. For me, like, I was raised as a Christian, and so the day that I found out that not everybody believed the same thing that I did was very eye-opening for me. Not everybody holds the same values to certain things that you do, and that doesn't make people weird. It makes people different, and that leads into the third topic that I wanted to talk about, is the whole the whole weirdness, the weird mentality of Japan. Japan is so weird. It's so, like, I hate the word weird. Like, I've gotten to the point where I try not to use it at all, because, like, there's so many things in Japan that are weird, that are different, that are not what I'm accustomed to, but that doesn't mean that they're weird. And so, you go to a bathhouse and, like, an onsen, and, like, all the guys go into the water, chill, relax, everybody's naked, that's weird. But it's not. It's just different. It's different from what you're accustomed to. I mean, I'm driving past rice fields. That's weird because where I live in Pennsylvania, it's all cornfields. No, it's different. Like, it's... I really hate when people say, oh, Japan is so weird. Japan is different. Japan is not... Like I said before, Japan does not behave like your country, because it's not your country. It's Japan. Like, Japan is its own thing. Like, it has its own history, its own culture, its own people. Like, Japan is not America. Japan is not going to be like America. So if you're going to come to Japan, and if you're going to visit Japan, which, if you're watching these videos, hopefully, like, that's what you want to do, and hopefully I haven't completely ruined your image of Japan, or hopefully I've improved your image of Japan. But anyways, if you're going to come to Japan, or if you're going to live in Japan or move to Japan for any specific amount of time, Japan is going to seem weird. It's going to seem strange and different. But that's because it's Japan, and it's not supposed to be America. It's not supposed to be Canada or Mexico. It's supposed to be Japan. Now, we can get into a whole separate discussion about things that Japan needs to change, and that's a discussion that somebody else can have on their own channel, because those aren't, it's not going to be me. But, yes. So, yeah, get rid of the whole Japan is weird mentality. Japan is different. Japan has its own way of thinking, its own way of doing things, and it could take you a while to get used to that. If you move here and you're not used to, say, having a small refrigerator, where you have to go to the grocery store maybe 3 or 4 times a week instead of just bulking up and buying a whole bunch of stuff all at once, or whether you're used to driving everywhere, and I say that as I'm driving. You're used to driving everywhere, but it's easier to walk to the train station and take the train somewhere, you know, which is probably going to be the case if you're living in Japan. So, yeah, I guess the too long didn't watch this whole video version is this, that Japan is different and is going to act different than the country that you're from, but that doesn't make it weird, that doesn't make it anything other than Japan. Japan is different and is going to perform and act different than your country. So that being said, this was a longer video than what I was expecting to make, but I tried to stay on topic as much and not ramble a whole lot. But if you have any questions or comments or suggestions or image or articles that you can link me to for, you know, how wacky Japan is for fake internet points, send those my direction in the comment section below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter. Head over to facebook.com/Higgins in Japan. I post news articles and pictures and whatever. I like interacting with you guys, so please, if you have comments about Japan or questions that you want me to answer, let me know, because I live here. This is what I do. And better getting your information from a guy like me that you can trust instead of some random news article that somebody wrote a top 10 list of the top 10 wackiest things in Japan. So anyways, I'm gonna hit up some recycle shops today and hopefully find some cool stuff, but I'll let you guys know if I do. Catch you later. Have a good one. Peace.